All right, here we go. So the Fed's investigating former FBI Director James Comey, accusing him of threatening President Trump. Comey posting a picture of, quote, cool shell formation on my beach walk. The shells spell out 8647. 86, of course, is slang for get rid of it. Trump, the 47th president, thus the 47. Comey later writing, quote, I posted earlier a picture of some shells I saw on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. Here's the president's reaction. Bret Baier asked him about this on Special Report last night. Watch this.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant. And he did it for a reason, and he was hit so hard. Because people like me, and they like what's happening with our country. Our country's become respected again, and all this. And he's calling for the assassination of the president.
Obviously, he apologized and said he doesn't.
Well, he apologized because he was hit.
So obviously there have been two prior assassination attempts already on the life of President Trump. And with that, we bring in California Republican Congressman Darrell Issa, who faced off with Comey as member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman Issa, very good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us. You know, first off, this is such a strange story. I mean, let's put back up this picture of this 8647 in the sand for just a second. And then I want to show you another picture that we found on his Instagram account. So there's the 8647, cool shell formation on my beach walk. Here's another one. This is from October 10th, 2024. This is also posted by James Comey. Boy, he finds some pretty interesting things when he goes out on a beach walk. This one says, saw this at the beach. Ariel understands the assignment. Ariel, obviously a reference to the Little Mermaid, who painted Vote Harris, he thinks, and set it up just perfectly against this little post. Let me ask you, Congressman Issa, have you ever seen anything like either one of these things, or really anything political? I would just ask everyone out there to think of while you've been out walking on the beach.
Well, you know, I have a home right on the beach above the harbor. I walk there all the time. I've seen some shells. I've never seen painted shells or stacks quite like this. But Martha, the reality is we have a higher level of awareness and scrutiny because there have been multiple assassination attempts on this president. And we have a higher standard for people who are in law enforcement, especially at the level of FBI director, to know or should have known. And in this case, both were true. He clearly knew, and everyone knows he should have known better than to do either one of these posts.
Do you think a random person put this on the beach and he just happened to see it? And the same thing with the Vote Harris shell? Or does this raise questions for you about whether or not maybe these were his shell designs on the beach?
I have little doubt, but that he knew who posted these, and probably it was him. Look, he's being too cute by half.
Yeah.
And as they investigate the question of whether he crossed the line, they're going to find out exactly that. But look, Martha, Comey has had a habit of lying to Congress and getting away with it. So I hope he understands that when the FBI calls on him, or the Secret Service calls on him this time, he will not have the choice of lying and getting away with it. So I hope he'll tell the whole truth when he's questioned.
What do you think is appropriate in terms of the response from Secret Service? It's their jurisdiction, first of all, and potentially DOJ.
Well, I leave it to the professionals there, and I want them to handle it with him the same as they would any real threat or possible threat, no more, no less. But for the American people, I think you have to understand, right now, Kash is dealing with an FBI that has to be depoliticized, and he's working very hard to do just that, get them back to law enforcement, something that under his predecessor simply wasn't the case.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard has pointed out that there were a bunch of anti-Trump, anti-Elon Musk protesters who used this 8647 slogan quite often, posting it in different places and using it in their protests. So it was something that has sort of been out there among certain circles. Congressman Darrell Issa, always good to see you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.